lines in paragraph 12 of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech of 31/7/2023 defines the man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from the point of view of his intention for the masses of our people. I quote, he said, "Our economy is going through a tough patch, and you are being hurt by it. The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggle. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were, I would have taken that road, as I came here to help, not hurt the people and nation that I love." President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is committed to inflicting pains on the Nigerian people. That is what he's saying here. He's saying in that paragraph, there is no alternative to suffering. There is no alternative to hardship. I'm not paraphrasing him. That is just what I have just read. This speech defines him. This speech should be used to analyze his acts, his policies. Therefore, let us begin from fuel price. In January 1966, the fuel price was 8.80 kobo, not naira. Today, as of yesterday, when I bought fuel at the rate of 650 naira per liter. It might be higher or lesser elsewhere. But generally speaking, today in Nigeria, it is over 600. Even when it took over, about May, when APC took over, by 2015, fuel was selling at 87 naira per liter. Today, it is 650. So the regime, from the point of view of fuel price, is the worst enemy of the Nigerian people. Then
there's nothing the Nigeria people will do about it until they do something. That is me talking like a Kolu there. What are they going to do about it? He's already told them every day, baby pain, labor pain, labor pain, labor pain. Actually, every day person, you go born today, you go born tomorrow again. You go born for August, you go see born again for December. One person. Which kind of labor pain every AK day like this? Every five market days. Labor pain. So until you feel like you don't want to continue to endure Tinubu's offered pain, or else she get to Los Harvard. You don't hear that one before? The Shege that went to Harvard. Close your eyes and just imagine it. Whatever you are currently trying to battle or face right now in Nigeria, just imagine that like times 10. I'm not wishing it on you. Don't get me wrong. I really do wish that you could tell them that you don't want your life to end up like that. And I mean, you don't even have to tell them like peacefully. You have to say it to them in the word that they will understand, in your numbers, or else it's going to happen. And we're going to sit down here in another 80 years. And it could be probably President Shitty Man, the Shekau of Abuja. Anyway, talking about Shekau and why there is no peace in sight yet with the likes of Sheikh Osama bin Gumi, and it's believed that you are wasting your time if you think asking your government or arming yourself to defend yourself would end terrorism in Nigeria. No, it won't. Negotiation would end terrorism. You cannot end terrorism in Nigeria. You can only manage it, according to Sheikh Osama bin Gumi. Here.
They are going nowhere. They are part of us and we are part of them. We must live with them. You can't drive them away and they can't drive us away. They are our neighbors, so we should never allow them to be our enemies. And if by any mistakes, by our actions, we have turned them into enemies, then we are finished. Because our real enemy will use them against us. As your real enemy will use your neighbor against you, and nobody knows your secret more than your neighbor. He knows when you come back and when you go out. So we should never allow herdsmen to be our enemies. They are.
Did you hear that? We must never make them our enemies, because they know us very well. They have been studying us. They know when we go to work. They know when we travel. They know when we're having family celebration. They know when you are having a new business in what have you, right? They see us. We just have to learn how to live with them. Really? No. Do you understand that? Like when people give you that kind of conditions, you just be like, no. Did you hear me? I said, oh yes, our enemies will use them against us. So if you say you want to go and defend yourself, if you say the government should go after them, if you want them to be prosecuted for all the terrorism they have done, hey, we are just deceiving ourselves because they are not going anywhere. Really? Sheikh, they're not going anywhere, right? Like, who sort of gave them that assurance that they are not going anywhere? Except we do what they want us to do. Are you sure, Sheikh? Are you sure that if we don't want them around, they can come back and kill us because they know us and they also speak our languages, right? Anyway, they say fuck around and find out. All this nonsense is only been allowed by Nigeria. There's no other reason. There's no other explanation to all this, especially to all, for all we are all aware of today. If they leave Fulani and the rest of us one-on-one, may Fulani come and their cavalry during the day. May people day with all their own, what do you call it? All of their own, I don't want to use that word, you know what I mean? Like with their own jagamu like that too. Use jagamu. Terrorists do kakakaka. You do kabo. Now terrorists go run away now. Fulanis are cowards now. All these Fulani terrorists are cowards now. They look for soft spots. They look for the weak people. They look for communities that are far away from the most populated areas. All right? And they unleash terror on them. Then they brag about it. Because the people they are attacking have nothing to defend themselves. No wonder the Sheikh would tell us that we have no choice because Nigeria disarmed us for them. What would do one-on-one? Anybody will win. May carry the trophy. Fulanis will not remain. Trust me. Like the way even Hausas alone will finish them in this day and time. If the Hausas are allowed to harm themselves. That is why when people tell you that you see all this bigotry flying about, all right, most of this bigotry that you know yourself, they are what? They are sponsored. All this conversation around turning the election into what they have managed to turn it into is all scripted, is all orchestrated by the criminals themselves. All of their friends, like Confessor Wole Soyinka, that will come and drop a narrative and try to change the narrative here and there. All of these were sort of, they were plotted, they were scripted. And somehow it is working well in Nigeria. But guess what? The Fulanis are murdering the Hausas. Like, say, tomorrow, no day. They don't even know, like, it's like it is normal. In that same up north. Then they moved down to the middle belt and they started slaughtering people the same way, with the same reckless abandon. So do you really think that if Nigeria did not disarm us for Fulani terrorists, do you really think that it won't take the Hausas, the real Hausas, it won't take them 6 months before they will finish all these criminals? I can promise you that. But there is also other interested parties, So Fulanis are cowards. You get that? All these Fulani terrorists and their sponsor and their own criminals in government as well. They are complete cowards. But it's all right. It won't last. Even if the likes of Confessor Soyinka continue at 90. Have you heard the latest from the Confessor? I'll show you. He's not tired yet. The same way will soon leave the world. And he is ready to come to destroy this world for those who, for the younger ones who are going to be here when Soyinka is long gone. I mean, he has his own audience too. Unfortunate fellow, unfortunate old man. But you see this narrative, in case if you don't know, he is doing this deliberately. It is to give credibility to the ones who are the Yoruba bigots, so that the Igbo bigots, they can see something to feed on too, so that they have a reason to attack the Yorubas, all right? But here is the point, okay? Everyone is a potential victim of the Fulani jihadism. I've been a jihadi that is ongoing in Nigeria. But your bigotry, your ethnicity, and the rest of that can continue to blind you, and you can continue to do your El Clasico. El Clasico, which one is supreme and which is not, in order to give, an unfortunate old man like this to continue to plant the seed of discord, the seed of division and lying, even at 90.
Back to those old days. So for me, it was no longer a contest between individuals. It was not a contest between a so-called interim political party and democracy. And when you have a binary like that, I have no doubt, no hesitation at all about what side of the barricades my position should be. And that interview by Dati, that disgraceful, menacing interview, was for me the ultimate signal. Because this was somebody, calling for a rubbishing of a structure by which he himself had profited to ever become a governor. I'm talking about Peter Obi, who was what is known as a judgment governor. And even before he'd attended the tribunal at SAD, his party, his spokesman, in this case Dati, came on television to threaten everyone, to threaten her if his interpretation of the results was not upheld. I mean, this for me was immoral, politically immoral, socially immoral. It was playing to a certain script, even if they didn't know it. That's very important. It was later that I began to express my suspicion that they were part of the script. At the beginning, I even thought, look at these poor fools. They don't see that they are playing to other people's script. What a pity. So at that time, hostilities were not yet so intense. So this is what I was referring to in that sometimes democracy leaves the stage of individual contest for power and then commences its own struggle for existence, for actualization. Democracy, as you and I understand it, you cannot accept judgments only when they favor you if you go by the same arbitration panel, the same arbitration structure. You cannot just
nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Have you actually see, apart from everything that you have heard about Soyinka, all right, like it is recently there. I don't know, maybe because he's now old, you know, he's now old and is kind of like senile too, right? I don't know when Soyinka was younger, but I've actually felt like Soyinka must have bamboozled some of these old folks who could barely read and write during the time that a lot of them could barely read and write. He just bamboozled them with jargons. And because majority don't even understand what he's saying, they just revile him. Like, you want to go and fight Soyinka? You don't understand. Even doctors, lawyers, all of them, they carry dictionary. Somebody that doesn't really communicate. When Soyinka speak, he doesn't communicate per se. He blab, he says things, then he drops all this big English. Then people just kind of, because they feel like, Soyinka, Wole Soyinka, Oyibo, English. So I felt like he rode on that for a very long time. His books, if you check Soyinka's books, all his books per se, right? You can't really see any of them that you can say is so revolutionary to represent the symbol of a man that started courtism in Nigeria. Sure, you get? Other than just big grammar and all of, but when you begin to look at all those grammars and you begin to put them side by side, they are actually nonsense. So honestly, okay, maybe not all of them. I'm serious. That's why I said maybe because people like us get to start paying attention to him when he's older now. If you actually, even if he's supporting something right, yeah, let's say, forget about this now that for God knows why, we didn't know that he's an importer and exporter of rice with Kolu at a point, all right? So let's leave all of this now for this political, because he didn't support your this. No, let's leave that. I am talking about a man, right, that is revered because he used his status when, what do you call it, when majority of those who were supposed to be awarded Nobel laureate in that year that he was given. This is history, by the way, and I'm not saying this simply because I don't like him anymore. Okay, I'm saying this because it is actually fact. It is history. The year that they gave Wole Soyinka Nobel laureate, peace, you know that Nobel laureate peace this thing, Meanwhile, the history of a Nobel laureate itself was a man who discovered how to make bomb. Now, he now realized that he became so rich. So his own bomb, his own discovery could kill thousands, if not millions of people. So he became heartbroken in his old age. So he now awarded his entire estate, all the money he made from his invention like that, he awarded the entire money to a foundation in his name, and it's called Nobel laureate. Now, you see, they said anyone who is doing, who discovers anything that bring about human progress in science, in literature, in this and in that, So that year that they gave it to Wole Soyinka was the year that the supposed real people who actually invented something, nominated, they boycotted. They boycotted the Nobel laureate that year. And the likes of Soyinka and others, that was what gave them the chance. History, truly. This is true. Now, this guy rode on that for years. Here you get, Nobel laureate. Nigeria. You know that old time where they will sing a national song for you, for winning 100-meter hurdle race. Those olden days, where they will do a national, where all the musicians will sing for you because you won gold at the Olympic, where you did 100-meter running gold. Now you are a hero, you are a legend. Now those were the era of our parents. They didn't have much time to actually piece together what this man was saying. So these days, look at this generation. They started looking at him like, oh, what is this man saying? Do you really care about people at all? Do you really like, you know what I mean? We're supposed to be on the side of the, you're not supposed to be the friends of these rogues. Ọmọ eléyìí kan plant narratives lọ. Narratives that will continue to feed the bigots in Yoruba land, the bigots in Igbo land. Because once Soyinka drop his lamba like this, the Igbo bigots, they are going to feed on it. That's an opportunity for them to start attacking the Yorubas. As well as the Lagos Abobakus, it's also the time for them to defend the Yorubas. They will come, they attack themselves, and they come, they fire them. Because of the likes of Wole Soyinka, because listen, whether some of us, because of their actions and inactions, some of us are going to die, we are not going to be opportuned to get to 90. Do you know that? Our health is worse. Look at this generation, and look at what you are facing. Today, your lifespan is shorter than some of these old guys. What they have done to you, a lot of you are not going to be, you're not going to make it to any 90. Like Soyinka. Here you get. As they are all packing up and to leave this earth, they are making this world more dangerous for us. Dangerous to coexist. Dangerous to actually have a conversation. Dangerous to have a real human development. Because like to them, all road lead to just where their butter is being, their bread is being buttered. And even Obank Paro had this to say about Confessor.
Wole Soyinka and I have been having a running battle. And he has said it will not end until one of us leave this world. And I have said in this book that you are talking about, that if he lives before me, now when I get to heaven, and I hope he will be there, he should welcome me. If I live before him, when he comes, I will welcome him. But Wole Soyinka is a gifted man. I have always acknowledged that. But he's a bad politician or political analyst. And I've also said that. And that it's my own point of view. He may agree with it, he may not agree with it. That
is Obank Paro. Greg Bayero. Again, sometimes I always try to be very careful before I reply to some comments. All right? But I am going to hold on and possibly wait for you to let me know if it was Confessor Soyinka that you are addressing as now honest, you are talking nonsense, or you are referring to your father, dead or alive. So before I respond, because the last time I did, one weary NK Abikilu, Nuruddin from Canada, ended up having to what? By until tomorrow. So, Bayero, let me know if you are referring to me as somebody because of what I said about Soyinka, or you are referring to your father, or here you get. I want to know before I kind of and African Wahala and the rest. Please remind me what he says if he responds, because I don't want to just fire you like that. Because when I am talking and you make any comments, it might be comments that came late and all that. Here you get. So listen to me. In my own world, all right, I don't really like politically correct people. Here you understand. The politically correct people are those that will tell you the type of word you have to use on certain type of people. The politically correct people, they are those who do every other thing enough to gaslight you simply because you are saying something about someone that they considered respectful, somebody they respect. If you are respecting Olori Buruku leaders, criminals, or any other person that is indeed contributing to the further degenerated and division and the destruction that the Nigerians are actually victims of. We can't be friends, oh. Look at me very well, oh. People have called me names simply because Yesterday, I'm talking about somebody they didn't like. So they were okay with that. So today I'm talking about someone they liked. And suddenly they are withdrawing their I like you. I like you. I have told you that on Mayegun's Diary Political, I won't be your friend if you have any preference, whether you're your pastor, or yes, whether you're your imam, whether you're one of those criminals. Sure, you get insane. Even if now your papa, to lo get involved in the activities, the public activities, indicted. I will call your papa out. So if you now turn around and say, Mayegun, that's my father. Don't talk to him like that. Ogufe power ti father any. What you understand saying? So I'm waiting for that weary. I'm still trying to hold it in, okay? So if you are a politically correct person, if you are somebody who has some little, if you have any little connection with any of those criminals in Nigeria, from local government level to your Abuja level, we can't be friends, oh. Sure, you understand now? I hope you know that. And this means it doesn't matter where that criminal come from. You cannot sit down there for any reason and think, when I am talking about some certain criminals, the criminals from where you come from, I'll probably slow it down before I talk about it. If your criminals, the criminals from Igbo land, the criminals from Yoruba land, they are collaborators from the Fulani and the Hausa, everywhere, Christian, Muslim, when I am threading like that, I know they hold anything back. Sure, you understand me now? I have no respect for people I don't have respect for. I don't like what I hate. So if you come onto Mayegun's Diary Political and to have a shori bruku, you can begin to tell me, Mayegun, will you stop that nonsense? Don't talk like that. I have told you, you know me anything, no? You know that personally, Abi. You can like me in the morning. Go hate me. If you have any connection with any of these people, this platform is not for you. To have a shori bruku for the last time. So again, I will be looking out for that Bayero Abi whatever, because my spirit is telling me that èmi ló rí fast le nǹkan yẹn kò dẹ̀ ṣe mi ló rí fast àwọn yálà ja ẹ ló rí fast àtàwọn bàbá ìpọ́nrí máa pọ̀ gbọ́n àwọn tó ní ẹ. That is, shey you get. However, ladies and gentlemen, my time is up, which means I am going to go make myself another cup of tea, and my line is going to be opened, and you are free to call in and say whatever you like to my face. You know that, right? I'm just joking. You are all free to call in anytime you want to, but until then, just remember, like the broadcast, share it, okay? Subscribe to my channel if you are not so scared of my face, because if you are somebody who is comfortable with the truth, even if it hurts you somehow, you just have to learn how to get used to it, or you fuck off from this platform. But that somehow, I'm going to be very careful. I know they careful, though. They know they tell you, I am not careful when I am talking about the criminals in Nigeria and what they are doing. Whether they are pastors, or whether they are fast, or whether they are, I'm not somebody you would tell to be careful. So we might not have to be friends, okay? But to the Templars, the brethren of the temple, stay back. I will be back. And we can continue from where I'm stopping now. Suwe. Thank you. I have my first caller. Please, so don't see. Listen, don't look at my caller. Hang on. Don't look at my what do you call it? Don't look at my offense. No offense. Okay. Anyway, Sha, just don't hold back, especially to those of you who are already reaching out and supporting me in setting up of my new studio. And I've been buzzing to have that happen. And a lot of you have actually made the dream come true somehow, right? So tonight we continue the fundraiser on the side while we take calls, okay? So I hope to those who are still pretty much yet to be part of this, please check it out. And I will continue to appreciate that, okay? So I have a caller who has been waiting there for like forever. Hello there.
Yeah, hello, Mayegun.
Baba.
I greet you, my brother. How you doing?
I am very well, Baba. How you do? How your side?
You know, Baba, everywhere clear. Yeah, not to take much of your time. I will just normally what I'm saying, what I actually want to comment about tonight is not about your topic that you're having right now. But I will quickly try to pick up some things, just pass the information here as well.
Please.
The whole thing has been the way it is now. And the question is, how can we move forward? Okay.
So.
And the way things are now, I am a Biafran, okay? I am a Biafran. I am Urobo, and he's not speaking Biafran. And I believe that every Biafran on this platform knows who is speaking to you right now. Okay? Every Biafran on this platform should know who is speaking to you.
And you don't want to mention your name, do you?
My name is Onajite Higo.
Onajite
Higo. I am partly Urobo, partly Izon Biafra.
I see. That's grand, Baba.
So
thank you for that. Okay, go on. Yeah.
Now, exactly what I want to say now is that the whole thing has been the way he has become now. And me and you, every Biafran listening to me here on Mayegun's Diary, the reason why people like me are also coming to this very platform is because Oyendu said we should. And I now see more reason why Oyendu have said so. And I don't think if you're genuine that you ever blame yourself being here around this guy here. If you're a Biafran, it is clear that whatever we are doing about Oyendu Nnamdi Kanu legally will not hit fruit in as much the zoo is concerned. Listen and listen very carefully. No matter, even the Supreme Court said they should release Nnamdi Kanu, these people will not release him. Have that in the back of your mind. Forget who sold him or who not sold him. It has nothing to do with the situation on ground. Because those people were there yesterday now. They're not going to feed the argue who sell somebody and who not sell somebody. It is none of their business. They are dead and they are gone. Yeah. They have become story. They become topic on my There is political and every other Biafran agitator program. So now the point now is that there is nowhere to run to. This guy, called Mayegu, always says something. If you can see anything at all that will bring down this very evil structure, it doesn't matter who is bringing it down. Join them and bring it down.
That's it.
It doesn't matter your view about that person who is bringing down. My enemy is supposed to be your enemy. Even if you see me as your enemy, at least more confess of all destroy this one first. So, in other words, Peter Obi, we all supported him, including myself. I'm not going to lie for honor. Because for me, anything that will bring down the zoo, that is what I'm in for. Okay, but when I see that people are actually, I give Peter because the movement, and I gave him the trial, and I think that the trial actually worked, and the zoo proved me right. I don't want Peter Obi to say, "Oh, it is because of this person that did not vote for me. That's why the thing could have worked," but it actually worked. but the zoo always prove us right. And now it has been so, it has been so. We understand that mostly Biafrans have issue with Omoyele Sowore. And in the issue of Omoyele Sowore, I want every one of us to understand that Sowore may have made some mistakes. Okay, we are not here to bank on that mistake. Or guy, if you bank on that mistake, all you have to go rot for where he did. If you bank on that mistake, till the death go reach your family. If you just say maybe you know the Nigeria, maybe the thing not go reach you. It go reach your family, go wipe out your family.
It go reach you wherever you are.
So, in other words, you see the only man standing, Peter Obi, we all see the whole thing. Despite that everybody supported him, everybody wants him to. It's just the way we are desperate to remove Jonathan. And that was when Omoyele was playing some roles, which he don't even understand that these people are also using him indirectly. And that is what most of you, or should I say most of us, are holding on to.
Anything wrong, right? Like we said too, right? Because if you look at it in the long run, Baba, sometimes when we want to set records straight, right? I think we should, at the same time, right, be factual. This is what I mean. Sowore was exposing the looting in Jonathan's government. APC took advantage of that, and here we are today. Here you get, So if somebody says I'm not forgiving Sowore for it, fine, like it's okay, right? But we shouldn't make it look like, like he did anything wrong. Don't you think so?
Now, yeah, I agree with you.
It's like me now. I'm gonna. It's like me now. That is always talking about APC and all of that. Let's say that they are 2023. I didn't say anybody should vote for Obi. I said obedient are their karma, and I enjoy it, right? So let's say Obi now, they now declared Obi winner, and Nigeria is doing all of this. And some people are now saying it was people like Mayegun. It was because I'm reporting APC. They will now say it's because people like Mayegun that brought Obi. Did I do anything wrong talking about the wrongs of APC? Of course not.
Mayegun,
again, yeah. Go on. Sorry, go on, brother.
Mayegun, you are very correct. You are very correct. Okay, I think maybe it is even better that you put it more. You put a little light
if people want to have a closure about something, like if you ask any of them now why they don't like Sowore, they will say Sowore was being used by APC. He was seen with them. Right? However, we cannot also forget the fact that the same Sahara reporters actually told us what majority of us later know, right? But we know that APC took advantage of it. And a lot of people feel like,
of course,
you know what I mean? So if we want to have closure, it's great to have closure, but we cannot have closure on falsehood. It will not end. You know what I mean? But like you said, continue because there's something you want to get to. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Please, the point here is that no matter, I believe that everybody get
I like
the
that.
message.
No matter how anybody feels towards Sowore, can we all look at the bigger picture?
Whatever you may feel, whatever you may feel for this guy, one thing I want you to understand, there is two things I want you to understand about this guy. He has been consistent in whatever he stands for. Despite that, he needs a lot of help, even just to bend a little. This guy has been consistent. Even despite that, what he's fighting for is totally different from what we believe and what we want for ourselves and our next generation. Okay? But what he's fighting for, he has been consistent. So that is one thing, that is a credit that we cannot take away from him. And what am I saying here now? In the whole struggle, you are Oduduwa, you are a Biafran. Keep on doing what you are doing. Support your struggle, support the leader of your struggle. And as you are doing so, it doesn't stop you. When you see where they are saying revolution, support them, not because that is actually your cause. It is not your cause. Anything that we disrupt, even just to give them a little headache, support it.
Something
when
that
you
will
see the obedient gathering,
this current arrangement, before it kills all of us, anything that will bring it down should be, it should be something that everybody should be after, if they understand why.
It will get to everybody. I mean everybody. Because either gradually, it's now crawl, it will crawl reach you.
You know?
Either indirectly or directly. So the point now is that, so for other callers to come in,
Yeah,
okay?
man.
The point now is that every Biafran, every Odudua, if you see, because now only Showore, Obi, when we are talking about Obi now, when Obi was even talking, I will be a sound of opposition throughout the order. If the opposition will still vote for you, you will still vote for you. They can't remove you. Wait till you go do. Because you say, must wait for 2050.
Yes.
Okay, now. And we are not ready for that. Baba, the only sound that is making sense in the whole zoo political arena now is the voice of Showore. Let everybody
do everything to amplify that voice.
It doesn't stop you. See, now Najite, they talk, yes, and I believe that every Biafran knows Onajite. And I know that you know who I am, you know what I stand for, you know how passionate I am about what I'm doing. So now the point here is that every Biafran, every Odudua, whenever you see where Showore people are gathering, whenever you see where it is not about Showore people, whenever you see anything, the vision of Showore is gathering. Support the big part of the vision.
Yes.
Baba, if na 50 kobo, if you carry support the vision,
you know what I mean?
Support them. It's not 10 kobo.
God bless you. Might take another one. People are already complaining that it's like you and I tonight, right? But it's because I kept you waiting for a while. So I appreciate this part you brought into this chat tonight. Okay, God bless you, Baba. Thank you so much. You have a good one. So I have I appreciate this part you. Do you mind muting the broadcast possibly, Baba? How are you?
I'm fine. What you are doing and saying?
Doju and saying, that's a call.
I'm telling you, we are in problem. You see, everything you've been talking about, because when you say some certain things, people will say, how can that be? This my ego to the top. That will be like say, this my ego, they even spook ego and all that. I said, don't worry. You understand when it comes. See, these people we don't know what we are in now. They've taken it to another level. Makinde knows what happened.
But did you see that pictures? I know you must have seen millions out there, okay? Yeah. But putting all of them together for you tonight, while you are seated there watching and all of that pieces, putting the pieces together. Do you think that is just a small? I mean, what kind of dynamite amount will be piled up?
It is not any dynamite, Mayego. That area of Ibadan, there's no mine. And even if it's a mine and all that, it will not. See, these people think we didn't go to school, or some of us that went to small school, that we don't use our heads. I mean, if it's an explosive, another is explosive in a residential area that will go that far reaching, it's not possible. And besides, why didn't they seal off? Because that's a crime scene. A sensible government will seal off the whole parameter and evacuate everybody, so that the bomb squad will come in, and even if they need to fly in experts from abroad to ascertain, because if it's explosive, remember, you will see shreds, residues of
there will be residues. I think that one is forgot, but there will be some shrapnel. I'll be waiting to record that thing, like the one that will be like a metal shrapnel that will, like,
exactly. This is a new,
what kind of explosive.
Exactly. This is a new level. This is a new level that they want and all that. Go and write it down. If you go and trace it, you trace it to the Fulani people and all that. All that money that they are collecting for kidnapping, what do they use it for? I mean, I showed you that they are stockpiling arms and explosives. Now, this is the next thing. It's not about kidnapping anymore. It's not about AK-47 now. The new thing now is dropping bombs in some places and explosive in other places. So what are we going to do? And now I think people should just start arming themselves to protect themselves, because law and order has just broken down in Nigeria. You don't trust an army man, you don't trust police and all that. You can come in and arrest somebody and pick up somebody, and in a radio station. Come on, You know, why is everything going on in this Tinubu's government? We thought we saw Shege with Buhari. I'm telling you, this is even on another level. And the governors, the APC governors, and all that kind of thing are all they all know they're all in it together. They know what
this whole thing. It says something about trust, breakdown of trust, and then the gap of trust between the led and the leading. And he's right about that, right? Then he started committing the same offense that created that gap of trust by lying again. And then you wanted to be trusted, but you are just lied to people there by giving them nothing substantial, nothing to work with. But you want them to take it that way and trust you. How does that work?
And now, I'm sure the next bit now, the Oyo State government will come out and say, okay, all these houses that have been structurally damaged, because obviously there will be structural damage. They have to demolish them. Now, who is going to get compensation? Zilch. Nobody is getting no demolition compensation. So if you're sweated all your life